Hey guys, welcome back to Fully Defined. My name's Chris. This is the Build to Learn series where SolidWorks skills and LEGO builds come together. In this episode, we are continuing with that wheel hub subassembly. There's a couple small parts to add to it. Once those parts are into the assembly, made it into position, we can then see some differences in some of our part geometry, the parts that we've measured and created, where in reality, they actually match up. So again, there's some assembly edits here, refining some of the details and getting ready to put those wheels on. All right, let's check it out. Okay. We have a couple more parts to add to those sub-assemblies. One of them, small pin we haven't done before, and then there's another small black part, another Technic connector, black Technic lift arm. So we'll do one of those, and then scroll down, we have one of these. So let's do this arm first. Now this arm is going to be much like the part we've just created. This one, Sync will be able to duplicate it, but let's save as and change the file name. Now, one of the main differences here is it doesn't have the flat bottom. You can delete that, ruins everything. So let's just try again before we do that. What we'll have to do is change this boss extrude to be start sketch plane and go mid plane 7.8. And let's try this again. Not to great success, but I think we can recover what we've got here. And we will do that because, or by extending this bit out, removing this, removing these, making this point tangent, this point tangent, this center point coincident, and then changing the height by making this hole here on the origin. And let's see if it's actually got a size of 15.2. It does. Nice. So we don't need to change anything there. Now I can accept, and then I can see that there's some other next parts that have had issues. Now, one of them is this cut extrude, but we no longer need that separate cut. So we'll just remove that. And then we're up to this cut extrude thin, which was just missing a face. Okay. However, this part now changes to circle and a, what's it going to call? Axle hole. Right. So we want to go back to the original sketch and we want to change that axle hole or that circle hole to an axle hole. So let's do that. Let's get some dimensions. Again, it is pretty small. So, measures of 4.8, which is right on the same size that the axle is, I think. Let's do the same process we did last time. So we'll just draw in this side. We will do a circular pattern, change it to this center point. Press OK. Just make sure the center point comes back there. And then where it might vary is that I think it looks a little bit wider. Again, it's hard to measure. It's 1.8 I measure. Okay. This time we will trim these sections and I'll make sure that these two remain equal. Okay. Now, accept that and we can still see it works, except on the top here, we do not need that cut. Just on the bottom. All right, that looks better. Now, we do have another through cut that goes all the way through, which is this previous shape. This is all messed up now, so we will edit the sketch plane, edit the sketch, delete everything that's no longer working, which is pretty much everything. Let's just delete it all. We're going to offset that shape and offset this shape, and then whatever would have been here can offset that. The difference is this time that those join up together. I pressed the wrong button. I just want to go back to the original one and just check this offset dimension. This one, 0.5 everywhere. Yeah. All right. So let's fix this again. Okay, sketch remains. What happens is the axle hole is joined up. You can see it here. Okay, it goes through the middle. So we're going to do the same thing, just within our sketch. Just draw a straight line there, a straight line here. Now, there's lots of sketches going on in this, okay, bits that overlap, and we still need to cut it back. Now, I'm going to exit the sketch anyway, and back to this part. I think that this outside wall is not offset enough. I think it's bigger, like that, 0.8. We'll do the same thing here, change that one to 0.8. Okay, and now we get some intersection between them, exit the sketch, and this time, I'm going to edit that sketch, and I'm going to select my contours. I'm going to select inside, 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 like that, and change the direction to through all, and there we have it. Much better. Now, there's lots of fillets on those edges, so let's get those done. Just going to change to this view so I can see them all. I want to do all of those edges And in this model, they actually look a bit bigger. That could be the case because the part needs extra strength or something similar. All right. And that could be it for the part. We don't have these other details once again, so we can delete all of those and then we can save the part. Now, the only thing I think that is different, I think there are some fillets on this top face. So we'll put those in, and we'll put those in by doing a select loop, which goes around like this. So right click on the edge, select loop, and then make sure it's going all the way around. Press OK. Yes. All right. So that's one part. The second part is our axle 1L with pin without friction ridges. That part is similar to the one we just created. So I'm going to save a copy of this axle 1L with pin without friction ridges. Cool. And what we're going to do this time is, I think that I made it same place. From this point on here is where we're going to draw our axle. And our axle, we know, has a dimension of 4 point something. Let's check our actual axle to remember how we did it. 4.8, it might be smaller. It's going to be pretty close. Whether it's 4.8 or 4.6, it might be 4.6. And then 1.8 gaps. Okay. So 4.6 without shape here. We're making that equal. We're doing any sketch pattern, 4 of them. We bring it. This is always a tricky bit, but to get it fully defined, just grab one of them and drag. Well, it's already on the origin. That's good. Is that to 1.8? And this example, let's keep the circle there, and we'll do an extrude. Okay, we get the whole shape that we want, and then it is coming out 15.8 from the bottom, which means we change this to 15.8, change it to offset from surface. This one, flip the direction, and press OK. Now, we don't want this circular bit here anymore, so I'm just going to roll back, and I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to convert, and then do an extruded cut through all this direction. All right, now that's changed the contour that we need to select here. So what I will do is go and edit this sketch this time, trim away the circle. So there's no confusion, edit the feature, remove the selected contours, and then we'll do the whole thing. And then all I need to do is actually fill in that section there. So where we've got this cut, I'm just going to do an extrude up to surface, and that filled in those gaps. So now it's like a solid body all the way through. We did have fillets on that little detail on the end of the axles. 0.8, no ejector pins on these. 0.8, so each all 4 faces. Okay, part's done. All right, now the trick, what we're going to do here, adding these parts, we're not going to add them individually to each of these places, 4 places. We're just going to add them to the one subassembly that we've created. There's a couple of ways of doing this. Let's have a look at that. So we're going to go insert component, not that one. We're going to add this one. I'm going to add this one. I'm going to add a color to this one as well. It is a sort of light yellow. And now how they assemble, we put, looks like this one into here. Yeah, that works. And let me just see how they interact. Yeah, the circle stays on the outside, so it's going to make from that face to that face, and they need to stay aligned. So that and that's fine there. And then that goes over the top. So this one comes aligned with this one, the other direction. This one aligns with this one. This is interesting here. We have some dimension issues, which we'll have to fix. Can't add that mate yet. There's something that's aligned that's not letting it do that. It's okay. Bring that down. Let's see if we can do it again. Try that one. Did that one coincide? No, couldn't do it. It's fine. Let's get this face and this face at least parallel, and then this face, and it'll be this. No, it will be that face onto this one. Okay. Now here's the trick. Let's see if this works. That's the subassembly we've made it to. That is a duplicate. I want to get these 2 parts in that other assembly. I haven't tried this for quite a while. So if it doesn't work first time, we'll come back. I'm going to take it. I'm going to drag it into this one, and voila, it's added it to the second assembly as well. Just like that. All within the context of this subassembly here. And you can see it's added it to the mirrored versions as well. Cool little trick. Now, what we have to do, I'm going to isolate this because we want to identify why I can't mate this with this. So that plate and this subassembly we want to isolate because we want to get those 2 concentric. Now we're going to use front plane of that part to do a section view, and we're going to have a look and see what's going on. Now here, it looks like the center point of this and the center point of this are 0.1 millimeter. All right, so how can that be? This file here, center point of that one to that one, 8 millimeter. All right, if we look at just then these two parts together, center point to center point, 8.1. So which one could be more wrong? Well, they should be identical, shouldn't they? They should be mirrors. But we can see here, I can see the difference already. There to there's 0.9, there to there is 1.1. Now, changing which one's going to have more effect or impact on the rest of the assembly. These ones are already aligned here. I think it's this one at the bottom. I don't think it's referencing anything else. And so if I open that part and I look over here at this, see it's 7.8. That makes sense, doesn't it, that dimension? That's tangent. Making it 7.9 is not going to be a big deal. On this part, no change. On this part, what did we do here for the shape? 15.8. One of them's changing by 0.1 of a millimeter. I think I'll try this one. Save, close, save, close, close. See if we get any errors. Or did I go the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way. It's now 0.2. Okay, so we went the wrong way. I'll change that to 7.7. I get that little bump on the top. However, you can very easily delete face to remove that. Close. Now it looks like it's going to align perfectly. Here to here, they look good. And I can't see any other errors, issues, because it's basically the same on each side. So the only other thing I'd say is that I think these two should be the same, but they're not. How does it look in the actual assembly? Let's put one together. And here, when I'm looking at it, okay, so I'm looking at these two, this and this, they align. There's not a step like there is in my CAD. So that's telling me they need to be the same. And it's the whole places. All right, so we've just changed some of the dimensions on this. 7.2, we've squared off the ends. And now this and this match up. Awesome. All right, that's looking good. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Really appreciate that. This has been the LEGO Build and Learn series by Fully Defined. If the next video has been released, it'll be on the top link to your right. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and leave a comment below with what you'd like to see next. Your feedback is what motivates me to provide more content. See you in the next one.